morning to everyone out there. We welcome you to another edition of Newspaper Review. My name is Abdulrahman Adebayo. Today we'll be taking you through the headlines on the newspaper, the front page of newspaper across the country today. I have in here with me the Daily Independent newspaper, Daily Trust, Vanguard, The Guardian, The Punch, Nigeria Tribune, and These Days. Through this newspaper, we'll be looking into some headlines on it and some readers that comes with it as well. Alright, let's start by taking a look at the headlines and some readers on the Daily Independent newspaper. The headline on the Daily Independent newspaper says, "If you must contest, wait till 2031. This is coming from Bode George. Bode George tells Atiku. This is coming from Bode George, that is a chieftaincy of the People's Democratic Party. It comes with the following readers. Says a Sultana must occupy the position till 2031. We have another reader here which says, you can't talk of 2027, 2023 has no benefits yet. Articles 8. Details of this can be found on page 29 of the Daily Independence. Then we have another readers which read, Kado implements single central revenue account for MDAS. The details of this can be found on page 7 of the Daily Independence. NACON. Presidency declares financial inappropriate of religious institution. These details of this can be found on page 7 of Daily Independence. Then another readers here on Daily Independence says, Governor Oti convenes Labour Party stakeholders meeting September 4. Then details of this can be found on page 7 as well. Then we have another one which says, Nagosa tax presidency on level playing field on crude oil sales. Details of this can be found on page 6. Then we have another readers which read, burnt in road crash in Ondo, that is 16 burnt in road crash in Ondo State. Okay, we have another readers here which says, local government, that is talking about the local government fiscal autonomy. Is the on legal luminary flees NAS over Supreme Court judgment. Details of this can be found on page 29 of the Daily Independence. Then we have another one here which says, to avert ASU strike, federal government raises committee to review unions' demand. Then meet union September 6th after deadlock meeting. Okay, we have another readers at the lower part of the Daily Independent newspaper. Tinubu appoints Akinde Uz Okpala to board of BOI. That is, the details of this can be found on page 6 of the Daily Independence. Then we have on the top of the Daily Independence, we have some readers there which says, NCC announces final deadline for NIN-SIM linkage compliance. Then another reader we have on top of the Daily Independence reads, Plateau Assembly reduces elected local government officials tenure to 2 years. Then we move from Daily Independence to Daily Trust newspaper. On the headline of the Daily Trust newspaper, we have flooding kills over 170 in 15 states. Then it comes with the following readers. NEMA warns of severe incidents in September and October. Tinubu speedy action on environmental concerns. Details of this can be found on page 4 of the Daily Trust. And then we have some readers on top of the newspaper which says, kidney harvest, federal government suspend doctor accused in Daily Trust report. Then we have another readers on top of the Daily Trust who says, NCC sets September 14 as final deadline for SIM name linkage. I think this can be found on the previous one we've read as well, which is the Daily Independence. Then the details of this can be found on page 23 of the Daily Trust. Fresh diphtheria outbreak claims 40 lives in Kano. Details of this can also be found in page 6 of the Daily Trust. Alright, under that is the bottom level of the Daily Trust. We have NACON needs systemic reforms, presidency says. Then another reader that we have on the Daily Trust read, contract, this is about the contract scam. That is, Kano Governor orders closure of MDA's account. Alright, before we proceed again, I think I have an analyst that will be making justice to all this news, that is the headlines we'll be reading from the newspaper this morning. I have in here with me in the studio, Barrister Adeleke. You are welcome, sir.
Good morning, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you.
Let's start by looking into the Daily Independence, that is the earlier headline there. This is coming from Body George. It says, if you must contest, wait till 2031, Body George tells Atiku. What's your take on this, sir?
Well, the Body George pronouncement is based on the mode of the nation. And the mode is on the mode of equity, justice, and fairness. That once a northerner has just used 8 years, perhaps to stick to the south. So, and that was the more reason why also that Peter Obi went to Labour Party, and he was fielded. So, I think the mode is still there, that the past will be retained in the south for 8 years. It has become the custom and convention. But notwithstanding, the party will still determine the fate of Atiku, Elijah Atiku Abubakar in 2027.
All right, thank you for that. And then we have another one which says, to avert ASU strike, federal government raises committee to review union's demand. What can you say about this, sir?
They have been raising committee over the years. The point is that they must show enough seriousness, commitment. I heard that the demand of 1981, can you imagine? It's still there.
It's still there.
81. To this period. So, if government is serious, ASU knows that they cannot pay everything at once, but there must be serious commitment from time to time. Nobody can afford to let our children, the students, go on strike at this period when we are talking of insecurity. It's better imagine than to let it happen. So, setting up the committee is not enough, but commitment to that resolutions.
All right, thank you for that. I think let's take a look at this as well. This one is coming from the NACON. Presidency describes financial impropriety of religious institutions. What can you say about this?
Well, religious matter is a sensitive matter, and we all know that we have much more religious bodies, even than companies. So, most of them, they are operating as if they are business orientations. So that is the more reason why you see a lot unemployed people now become emergency religious leader. So, with that as it is made, the government should put more efforts to regulate the establishments of any religious outfits or center. You cannot say because of freedom of religion that just allow anybody to be duping the public or to be causing havoc. We have seen instances where people complain about pastor, about Tafa, the name of religion. Okay. So the pedigree of the individual setting up or is claiming that they have been called by God, they should also be investigated because they are citizens of Nigeria before you are called by God.
All right, thank you for that. Let's move to Daily Trust newspaper. The headlines on the Daily Trust newspaper reads, flooding kills over 170 in 15 states. What can you say about this?
We must look at the circumstances that led to the death, because the government cannot tell us that over the years they are not aware that during the rainy season in particular, there are certain areas that are at risk. So they ought to have proactively done something before the rainy season started. So over the years, you can see people losing property, losing their lives. So without any particular solution in sight. So except we are saying that it's an act of God. But we all know what is an act of God is. It's something that is beyond human control. I will say proper planning is beyond human control. When people are building houses and you are allowing them to build houses, the drainage or the canal channel. It's with the fault of the government. Some of the officers, they are very corrupt. They will collect money and say, go ahead, go and do the building. Without the knowledge of even the superior in the office. So I think they should have passed that. The national committee is watching, and the national emergency agencies, this is one of their duties. They should not just wait for any emergency that happens. Before the emergency, they will be able to prevent the emergency from happening.
All right, thank you for that. Then we have another one here. House serving, let's take a look at this one as well. I think we have talked about that one in the previous newspaper review. It's talking about the federal government asked to reconvene September 6th. Okay. Kidney harvest. Federal government suspend doctor accused in Daily Trust reports. That is the issue of kidney harvest.
Yes. We all know that the former deputy senate president is serving 8 terms now. If you are to be in Nigeria, a caliber of that status, you may not even see any invitation from the police, let alone being arraigned or being prosecuted. So it has become rampant, and it has to do with the greed of man and institutional failure. It has never happened like this before. How can you be treating human beings like animals?
Like animals.
So it's against the dignity of that person, and there should be a special or amendment of the law if the punishment is just not severe. If you make a severe punishment, it is called modern day slavery in United Kingdom Act.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Let's take a look at this. This is coming from the NCC. NCC said September 14 as final deadline for SIM name linkage. What's your take on this?
Well, they have been saying final. Because we still have some areas, so many areas now at national level that are not connected to the cities, rural area. Some people have not even seen the light for over 10 years in the same Nigeria. So unless there is proper planning from the beginning, there must be adequate and comprehensive data of every Nigerian, so that you don't need to be wasting money on exercise like this. Once you have their data with you, you'll be able to link the individual to their houses, to their residences, and to their offices. So that's what we need.
All right, thank you for that. I think this one, in the let me say in the midst of battling with monkeypox, another outbreak has occurred in Kano. It says first diphtheria outbreak claims 40 lives in Kano.
See, what they are saying about the political class. If there is enough budget, health matter should take first priority. Beside any other thing you want to do in life, because health is wealth. So when you are alive, you are able to do any other things. But how much are they budgeting for the health? Even up to the local government that they are not allowed to function, the local government should be able to take part in providing health facility for the primary health. So that is the fallout, the consequence of their ineffectiveness, wrong planning, wrong priority. They are now trying to build, most of them trying to build the airport. The airport, which airport are you building? When there is no even commercial life, your state, most of them are now begging the federal government to come and take over their airport, wasting billions of naira. Health matter, education, all these critical areas, they are largely behind. But the one you are going to get your own contractor to get the contract. That's what you'll be focusing.
On. All right, thank you for that. Now let's move to Vanguard newspaper. On the front headline of Vanguard, we have NAS weight into age controversy. On that is the age limit for the WAEC and NECO.
Yeah.
Well, what's your take on this, sir?
Well, the National Assembly is the lawmaking body, and they have the duty and responsibility to ensure that there is public peace and good governance. The issue of 18 years minimum has been very controversial, and they should be able to draw exception. There are some pupils, children that are very exceptionally brilliant, not only academically but in terms of emotional intelligence. So if somebody is able to pass WAEC at the age of 14 or 15, you don't stop that person from going to university, proceed immediately. So you can only draw the line that except there is particular cases like people that are not
capable, that is their
failure. Yeah, they are failing. So maybe doing exception like that, but don't generalize it that everybody must be 18 years before you write WAEC or you no. This is the computer age, and the world is
just be as if you are killing the intellectual aspect of that.
Where we are copying that law is that they believe in the advanced money that once you are 18 years, you are mature, you are working, yeah. But they are advanced on the time of economy. So 18 years now, graduates is still collecting money from parents in our own African place here. So it's not the same. You don't copy any law. I want let it to have the same effect. No, that is a bad policy.
All right, thank you. I think this is coming from the President Tinubu. He says is about insecurity. Bandits, kidnappers, others should be exterminated. What's your take on this?
The question is, how do you get them? How do you get contact with them? How do you face them? It's not issue of the Buhari also said it when he was in power. Obasanjo just said it's shoot on sight. But the question is, how do you get their sponsor and these people?
Exactly.
And the modus operandi, the way they are operating, how do you terminate it? If you are able to terminate their way of operation, their location, everything, this sort of banditry, terrorism will be reduced drastically. But we are not getting enough technological experience and advancement to tackle this thing, because this thing can only be tackled with superior technological power. Face to face the cooperation of the localities. If the localities are cooperative, then if they are living among them, because they are giving them money out of wretchedness, their poverty, 10,000, 5,000, they will keep more, and they will be running havoc on the economy and the people.
All right, thank you for that. Let's take a look at this as well. NLC President honors police invitation today. What do you see coming from this?
It's an NLC understanding. Who is NLC president that is blamed for me? We are all Nigerians. If anybody arrests you illegally, the procedure of law is there. If they detain you first detention action can be taken in court. So you don't, because of your position, NLC president, you now eat up the polity. And the procedure is clear. Within 48 hours, except there is any extension of detention, they must release you at most. If they have any evidence. So if they fight you unnecessarily, that means they are ridiculing themselves. And the international community is watching. But for you not to now say that you are going on strike because your president, probably more than that have been arrested before in Nigeria. So it's uncalled for.
All right, thank you for that. I think this one is about the richest man in Africa. It says South African billionaire Johan Rupert overtakes Dangote as Africa's richest man. What can I say about this?
All these things are just permutation. By the time you hear it next 1 week, they will say Dangote is still number one. Whether you want to overtake or not overtake, you want to see the effects of their richness on the people or their wealth. So when you are able to create wealth like we are doing now beautifully in Lagos, if that refinery work as we expected, so many people are working there. If you have a positive effects on our economy, we need more of Dangotes, not just monopolistic Dangote. But let it be competitive. We have others. People like our refineries, they can sell it out at a very affordable price for people that can even rejuvenate it, bring it back to life. instead of wasting money, we want to repair. Now it's more than 6 times they promise Nigerian that
They want to.
they are postponing it again. So the best is to hand it over to the hand of the private sector. Government
be able to maintain it.
Also, some people are just not feeling comfortable. That's why our communities can they don't want it to work because they have their own outside.
All right, thank you for that. Let's take a look at this as well. Marketers seek diesel price reduction to 700 naira per liter.
Well, the people that are selling at more than 700, they also have story to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
How much are they lifting the diesel from the depot? Diesel, you will start from the top. If they are able to control the NNPC that has controlling all these resources, then the price of this product we have to reduce. How much are they paying to the government in terms of tax? Part of the increase in the cost of the products.
Because they are going to sum everything together to come up with their own price as well.
They will pay their workers, they will pay this, they
that's
pay
it,
that.
that's it.
That what led to the issue of
All right, now let's take a look at the last newspaper here, which is The Guardian. We'll be taking a look at today. Fresh anxiety has disconnect 50 million on leaked SIMs. September 14, I think we've talked about this. Let's move to another one. PDP's member wants Lagos LP against illegal Congress and others. What can you say about this?
Well, most of the parties now, even the ruling party in some states, they are having challenges. And that's what we are saying, that people are clamoring for good governance. But most of our politicians, they are planning for the next election. When you see anything about Congress's crisis, it's about election coming. I want to have the control, I want to have dominance at the detriment of even the party members. So, and when you look at their constitution, it's very, very different constitution, the way they write it, fairness, equity, principle of rule of law. But in reality, they breach it in compliance. What is happening?
All right, thank you. Let's take a look at the following readers on the Guardian newspaper. NLC threatens indefinite strike as Ajaero honors police invitation. What can you say about this?
That's just a mere threat. The NLC law is there, the labor law is there. Before you can embark on strike, you must give
a tangible
notice and reason. There must be reason now. So it's not because you want to arrest. It's not one of the grounds. If your leader is prosecuted, the law is there. You can file a suit. You can lodge complaints.
It's not to go on a definite strike.
So anybody who joins that kind of strike, they will not collect any cover. And the government will justify it.
Alright, let's take a look at this as well. Criminal Justice Act ineffective 7 years after NBA laments.
Well, at our ongoing NBA conference, we will come to an end tomorrow. I think it's one of the issues that Nigeria is not the problem in Nigeria is not that we don't have laws, but implementation, effectiveness. Funding is the major issue of administration of criminal justice law. We have it in Osun State, domesticated. But all those committees that the law says to set up, have they set it up? It's the duty of the CJ, but the CJ cannot use his own money or use our own money to set up a committee to monitor the suspect detained for more than 24 hours. All those beautiful positions are there. But if they don't have the autonomy, that's what they are clamoring for, autonomy of the judiciary. Just like local government, they are able to secure their now and they are being implemented. I expect the federal government also to set a committee on the judicial autonomy committee so that they will implement it. Any money that stands to their credit, pay it to their own account too, not on the hand of the politicians. By that time, judiciary will be able to perform up to expectation, their duty, their mandate to the public.
All right, thank you for that. Let's take a look. This one will be the last one we'll be looking at today. Afenifere seek regional NYSC Enforcement of Terrorism Prohibition Act. What can you say about this?
That's what they are calling for, regionalism. And the presidency has said that it's only focusing on political reform now, economic reform. That political reform will be done thereafter. But most people are hoping that these things will go pari passu. At the same time, as you are doing economy and political, even some people believe that political reforms will come first
before economic
reform. Because political reform have effect on our political
On our
economy. For instance, we are talking of electricity now. Electricity have been devolved to the states. They have decentralized it. So by that time, if you are a local government or a state government is able to generate its own electricity, it will have effect on the economy. That's a good example of what we call political reform. Give the states, the local government more powers, responsibilities, then give them more allocations. Then the economy reform at the center, you now just to coordinate the activities of the state and the local government.
All right, thank you for that. That's where we'll be drawing the curtain today. Thank you, sir, for making justice for all the newspaper. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, we thank all our viewers outside there. Thank you for being with us. Meet us again tomorrow. Meet our colleagues again tomorrow on the same edition of Newspaper Review. Do have a nice day. Good morning.